Welcome back to Houston Life. Houston's Enchilada Queen, Sylvia Casares, is known for her 20 varieties of hand-rolled enchiladas, delicious Tex-Mex, and margaritas.
Yeah, her career, though, did not begin in the restaurant industry. It all started with food science. Joining us with more on her Mexican-American roots and the family traditions and the path that helped shape your restaurants. You have a line of sauces now. You have the cookbook. Sylvia, it's so nice to see you.
Thank you.
I think the last time you were here, we were maybe doing a television show in a shopping mall. And
I remember that.
I do too.
I feel like everybody always remembers that.
Long ago. You're from Brownsville, Texas.
Exactly.
And you had family on both sides of the border. You had family in Mexico, family in the U.S. And so your upbringing, I think, really kind of reflects what a lot of Houstonians grew up with.
I'm very bicultural, yes.
You are. And what did the kitchen look like for you?
Everything from scratch, made fresh daily. I mean, you know, mom's and my mother's recipes. I mean, it's just, and then we had a very small kitchen, and, you know, my mother would cook, and she would actually roll the tortillas and put them on our table, which was right next to the stove, and we'd be eating them right off the grill. So everything fresh, everything handmade.
A life of no store-bought tortillas.
No such thing.
Did you realize how lucky you had it?
I know.
No, because that's just the way it was.
What were some of those dishes, though? Like when you think back, some of your favorite to eat versus your favorite to cook?
Oh, well, my mother's rice, arroz con pollo, rice and chicken, was amazing. My father grilled fajitas, fantastic, in the backyard, in the barbecue pit. She made, what else? Fideo, carne guisada, and enchiladas. She did enchiladas rojas and enchiladas verdes, which are from the south side of the border. In my restaurant, I have two styles of enchiladas, or I categorize them as typical Mexican, so a classic Mexican that was created in Mexico, and then the ones that are more Texas and that were created in Texas, and by that I mean the sauce. So
there are so many traditions in Houston and so many restaurants. We've talked a lot over the years about how Cinco de Mayo, which is tomorrow, a lot of people get it all wrong, right? Cinco de Mayo is not all about margaritas and chips.
Right.
In fact, growing up for Cinco de Mayo, you ate mole poblano, is that right?
yeah, mole.
And so that is something, I mean, again, these traditions evolve, and as small business owners, you want people to come out and visit you on Cinco de Mayo.
Yes,
but the Battle of Puebla has...
It started in Puebla.
It started in Puebla.
Yes, it did. And so mole poblano, there are a lot of different styles of mole, but mine is the classic mole poblano, and it's not too sweet, not too chocolatey, not too spicy. It's just a perfect balance of flavor.
For people who have not tasted mole, it's not a dish, it's a sauce,
It's
right?
a sauce.
Explain to our viewers just what it's from and how the flavors.
It comes from grinding different types of chiles. In my recipe, I believe there's 4 or 5 different styles of chiles, kinds of chiles, and not necessarily spicy. They're mildly spicy. And then you've got nuts, and you've got all different spices, and it's a very laborious recipe. That would probably be one of my sauces in the upcoming, when I expand
When you expand your line.
Okay.
And Sylvia sauces are available at Central Market. This is my plug. You need to just go buy them because they are that good.
Yes.
You're competing for HEB's annual contest, which would hopefully get you in HEB stores all over the state of Texas. You also have a cookbook. Houston knows you as the Enchilada Queen. That kind of happened by accident. But tell us, your background is actually in food science?
Yes. After college, I graduated with a Bachelor of Science, and I was supposed to have been a teacher of home economics. In home economics, in order to teach home ec, you had to know nutrition. In order to take nutrition, I needed to take 18 hours of science. So that qualified me for the job at Uncle Ben's Rice. They're owned by M&M Mars Candy. It was a fabulous company to work for. I was there 10 years. I started off in their test kitchens, and then I moved into new product development. And I did that for 7 years. And then at the end of 10 years, I said, this is not my calling. I've got to go find something else to do because this is not what I want to do the rest of my life. It was a wonderful company, but I had to actually I left sobbing. I was very sentimental about leaving, but I had to leave and find my way.
You knew it was right to step away. And today,
Yes.
Sylvia's Enchilada Kitchen, you have 2 locations.
Yes, just 2. And probably not more because it's a very labor-intensive recipe prep. and it's hard to manage the kitchens of, as I see it, of more than 2 for now.
And you
know.
also mentioned that you're not going to send out any food that you wouldn't feed to your very own family.
No. It's got my name on it. You know, its name's on the door. I take a tremendous amount of pride in everything I do, and every recipe, every plate served. You know, I was telling, I love to make people happy with food. And that's been, I started cooking when I was 12
Wow.
to help my family out, my mom and dad. My mom worked, and so
It's evident.
it just sort of came out of me. Nobody told me. It was just my idea.
You have found your calling.
Yes,
for
it is
sure.
my calling, yeah.
Well, and by the way, Sylvia was telling us during the break that even in her off time, she's baking and bringing brownies, Mexican chocolate chip cookies. You need to come back and we'll.
I will bring you some.
Yes.
I will bring you some because you like to bake. I'll bring you some.
I like to eat. I just
know.
like to eat.
I'll bring a tray. I'll leave it at the front desk.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. As long as Sylvia is here, we're going to go into the kitchen to roll some fresh homemade tortillas. Is it really something anyone can do?
Anybody can do it.
Okay, we're going to
I
put that
teach
to the
cooking
test.
classes, you know, and so I teach people.
Thank goodness.
Okay, Houston Life will be right back.
Welcome back to Houston Live. Before the break, we sat down with Houston's Enchilada Queen. It's royalty here, Derrick, Sylvia Casares, to learn more about her Mexican-American roots.
You forgot to wear your crown today, Sylvia.
I did.
Now we're in the kitchen to learn her secrets for making homemade tortillas. She says it's easy. Oh, it's easy. And this is something that is intimidated for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Is it a texture thing? Is it getting the dough right? Why are people afraid?
Everything's important. The recipe's important, and I do have a recipe, and I'll give it to you all. The recipe's important. Rolling it out is part of it, and cooking it is part of it. So
Before the segment started, I've told her that I have tried to grill tortillas before, and my biggest fear is leaving it on too long and burning them.
I'll
and
show
then
you what to
in
do.
the garbage.
So I've made my dough.
And what's in your dough, Sylvia?
It's flour, it's butter. You can use shortening and you can use lard.
Okay.
Today I use butter.
Okay.
And the liquid is half milk, half water.
Okay.
And salt and baking powder.
Okay.
So what I did is there you go. See, it's almost perfectly round.
So you've got a
Okay,
wooden
yeah.
rolling pin there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so here we go. And so I'm just going to demo really quick.
Okay,
So
okay.
first you need the flour to help you control your dough because
Okay.
it won't stick. So what I'm going to do first, and this is just roll do an oval this way.
Okay.
Put weight on your hands and then flip it over. Okay, and then start in the middle
Roll the
and
other direction.
Down and then out.
and that's it.
And are you
Bingo.
just kind of eyeballing the size of the dough here, or are you weighing this?
No. Well, I do. No, I eyeballed it because this is, you know.
Because she just knows.
Because
Yeah.
you're because you're the
Because
queen.
she's royalty.
Yeah. Okay. So what you do, what my mother would do, and what we do is you section a ball, and then you turn it in. It becomes kind of a mushroom,
Okay.
and this'll help you keep it round. And then there it is, a mushroom top. You roll it in a little bit of flour.
Okay.
Does anybody want to
Yeah.
try?
Yeah.
Lauren,
Oh,
go
go
for
ahead,
it.
Derrick.
No,
Okay,
Lauren, you
first
go.
do the oval. Do the oval. Just
And
oval
Sylvia,
first.
while
Yeah.
Lauren's rolling this, can you show us you've got a griddle there,
Yes.
and that's on what heat temperature are you putting that?
Medium.
Medium,
heat.
so
Medium.
not too hot. Okay.
No, you don't want it too hot. If it's too hot, it'll burn.
Yeah,
If it's too
oops.
cold, it'll dry out.
Okay.
Oh.
So
There we go.
it's kind of like a pancake.
Okay, so
Think-
I want to flatten it. I want to flatten it.
Yeah, you
all
want
the
to
way.
flatten it, okay?
Okay.
And then you just go and put
Ta-da.
pressure on your hands.
Okay,
and it
so that's
doesn't
what
have to
makes it
come out
bigger.
perfect.
Okay.
It
Derrick, you
doesn't
try.
have to be perfectly round. Derrick,
Even
you
if it's
can
not
try
perfectly
it.
round,
switch
it's still
with
going
you.
to
So
taste
what?
delicious,
You're going
right?
to have the same flavor. And
Okay.
here's a
Thank you.
little
Little bit of flour.
A little
Yeah.
flour. Okay, and you said roll in. We only have about a minute left,
Okay.
Sylvia. I know.
So
that
when
TV
you
goes
do
by.
put it on the grill, the griddle top, how long are you cooking each side for?
You're looking for bubbles,
Okay, okay,
You're looking for
okay.
bubbles. And when you see 3 or 4 little bubbles,
Then
it's time to
it's-
flip it over.
Okay.
And that's it.
And about how much time is that? Like 10
It's going to
seconds,
be,
20 seconds?
yeah, it's going to be 15 seconds.
At the right temperature.
Yeah, at the
Okay.
right
So you
temperature.
would roll out all your tortillas and have them on standby.
Right.
Even
And-
better if you have an assembly line, a helper like Lauren Kelly.
Okay.
Okay, and then I am been doing this my whole life.
Okay.
So I did bring a spatula, but I actually flip
can
them
just
with my
pick it up.
hands.
Oh,
Yes.
my
And look at
And
this
so you're
finished
seeing-
product right there.
Yeah,
Look at
and
that.
that's what they're supposed to look like, little brown circles, and those are evidence of the bubbles.
And Sylvia, you said there is such a huge difference when it comes fresh off the grill.
Oh my gosh, there is no substitution.
Yeah.
No substitution.
Oh, there's the bubbles. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're using, what, a silicone spatula there?
Yeah, but I can use my hand.
Oh, of course she
'Cause you're
can.
the queen.
Because she's the queen, Sylvia
I mean,
Casares.
it's like, yeah, I can use my hand. It's real easy. Look at this. It's just a technique that you just barely touch it.
All right, I'm
and-
taking notes right now.
Yeah.
We've got to go wrap it up. Thank you so much, Queen, the Enchilada Queen, Sylvia Casares. We have shared a link to connect with Sylvia's Enchilada Kitchen on our website, HoustonLife.tv.
Don't forget to pick up her sauce at Central Market and the cookbook. Okay, Sylvia, thank you so much.
Thank you so
When we
much.
come back.
Thank you.